the same guy then taught me a whole world of iceberging. Have you heard of iceberging?
No.
I asked my mum, right, what the fucking tuppence meant.
Oh, I dare you to read out your something from your history.
Where bondage actually comes from.
What is the wildest or most unusual thing that you've came across while you've been in the adult industry, in the sex industry? Hi guys, welcome back to Stripped Off. My name is Gia Clarke and I am your host, and I'm gonna let my guest introduce herself and let us know what she does for a living. So take it away, Jordan.
Hi, my name's Jordan. I am a sexual empowerment coach and a pleasure educator.
I love that. So for anyone who doesn't know what a sexual empowerment coach and pleasure educator is, what is that?
It is a coach that teaches people how to experience pleasure to the full potential. So that can be outside of the bedroom or in the bedroom and be the best version of themselves, like confidence-wise.
Oh, amazing. And what kind of things would you say you deal with on a day-to-day basis being in that role? Because I can imagine no 2 days are the same.
No. So I have clients from all walks of life.
So do you do this online? Do you do it in person and online, or is it everything just online?
It's just online at the minute.
Okay.
I mean, they'd love me to be in person.
I'm sure they would.
But just online. We keep it safe for both parties.
Yeah.
And I have couples, I have singles, I have men, I have women, I have gay people, I have transgender, I have all walks of life.
That is so good. Is it mainly males, mainly females, or is there just no ratio? Is it just everyone?
More females, because I think more females want to explore their bodies, but they just don't have the confidence to do so. So they don't know who to ask or where to go. So men, I'm really trying with you men. really, really trying for them to step forward and want to learn more.
Yeah.
Because I think we all learn from porn.
Yeah.
That's the only place that you can learn about sex.
Because it's so easily accessible.
Yeah, and no one really understands their own body or the biology to your body or sexual organs. So for me, it was more about, I never had it when I was growing up. And got myself in some very shit situations because I wanted to explore. Yeah. And the vulnerable side of it, I just thought people need a safe space to go and learn. And no one really does pleasure educating, because I faked orgasms for ever and a day. And then
Same,
thought,
girl.
what is
Feel
wrong
your
with
sister.
Yeah, you do it for a living.
Well, I mean, some are real.
Some of them. But I just thought, why am I pleasuring them and they're not pleasuring me?
Yeah.
So
Facts.
yeah, it was more of a, we need to get these guys sorted out sort of a phase. And when I moved to Bali, which we're sure we'll talk about,
yes,
it was very much like, fuck, let's open Pandora's box and see what's going on in there.
Yeah.
And out came the sex coach.
Oh, amazing. So how long have you been doing this for now? Because we had a very different past, didn't we? Let's talk about how we met.
So we actually met at makeup school.
Which was how many years ago now? Because I can't even believe how long ago that was. That was 10 years,
know.
10 years or something ago.
Jesus.
It was I think I was 20 and I'm 30 now, pretty much.
Yeah, so I'll have been the same age.
Yeah. So
it was, so we went to White Rose, big up White Rose.
It wasn't White Rose, it was
White Rose College.
Skills
That
exchange.
was another thing that I did because I've done everything.
Did you do... So what's the story? So basically it's been 10 years since we last sat down and had a chat. So we've got a lot to catch up on in this podcast. So we started at makeup school. We were both innocent and doing makeup, making Alice in Wonderlands. Can you remember that Mad Hatter that we made? We did a Mad Hatter makeup. It was all very... Yeah, and then... What happened from there?
I left and actually stuck to that job role. I went on to be a makeup artist.
No, actually, I worked at the Body Shop for a little bit as a makeup artist for about a year. But that was when I was waiting to go to uni to do the prosthetics makeup, and then that's when I went to Magaluf and I was like, I could just be a stripper and make loads of money. And
you know what? I'm here for it. So
I stuck to it.
I left, went and became a makeup artist, went and worked at MAC and Urban Decay. And then thought, this is not fulfilling my soul. So then left and went and worked for a family company.
Yeah.
So still in the cosmetics industry, and then flipped that shit and thought, I've got a problem here because I knew that I had a sex addiction.
Yeah, really. So
Yeah.
How old were you when you realised that, and what made
I think
you
I
realise?
always knew that I had a different view on sex to other people.
Yeah.
But I didn't really know what. And I was in relationships from being quite young. And because I was so open to trying new different stuff, they took that to the full advantage.
Wow.
And we went down some holes.
Did you? What would you say is the like deepest, darkest hole that you can lie, but we'd prefer if you didn't.
Deepest, darkest hole. So my kink that I'm more than happy saying is old men.
Is it? How old is
Love an
old?
old man. The more they look like Santa, the better.
Really? So like super old. This girl, oh my God, see, like I've talked about this before on a podcast, and when I was 20, I think I fucked like a 55-year-old. And I thought that
I've
was
heard
really
this one.
old.
I have actually heard you talk about this.
Yeah, and then the girl who I went with, the next time we went, like there was an even older guy, and she was like game, and I was like, oh, this one's a bit too old. Yeah, and then
No, I'm for the wrinkly, soft skin.
yeah, that's impressive. How was his stamina? Could he still like come as normal, etc.?
He could fuck.
So that's obviously that other guy was in his 50s, but he was having problems. He was like he was getting hard, and then he was like, oh, can we stop and massage? And then he'd like stop and massage us, and then he'd be like, oh, like, come on then, start again. But we were all in Vegas, and it probably didn't help, so.
Well, I mean, the testosterone does start dipping from 35. So
really? Okay.
50, you're at half what you were.
So does that like affect like, do you know like fertility? Do men, because obviously women go into menopause and they're like, they start to become less fertile. It's from 30 apparently, isn't it, when
They
women
say 30, but it's more pushing towards 40 now.
I think it's more like, one of my friends is like, I think she's like 43 or 44. She's literally like, was pregnant not too long ago, and she's like saying that now, because of like how fast everything's moving with like medical stuff, you know what I'm trying to get to, that is basically you can, but I didn't know how it worked for men, if like there's a cut-off point where like there's not a cut-off point, but it's very much men can keep producing forever and a day. They'll get to like 70 and they can still knock a few kids out. Yeah, that's
for women, which is why men will fuck forever and ever and ever and think that it's fine because they can keep going, they can have kids whenever they want, and they have to go for the younger lot.
That's mental, because a loads of men have like, is it called a vasectomy?
Yes. Well done.
I feel like that sounds like a dinosaur.
A little bit. Or a vasectomy.
Like I don't know what, yeah. I don't know what kind of dinosaur that would be. But yeah, so.
No, but the older the better for me.
Nice.
So then, I was in a polyamorous relationship.
Is that like an open relationship, or is that?
More or less, yeah.
Okay.
The men get away with way more than the women do.
Really?
But because I'm bi, he was like, oh, well, that's great. We can have girls in the bedroom. We can do all this stuff. And I was like, no, I want to go fuck other guys too. Like, it's not just, otherwise we're just basically in a throuple.
Yeah.
So we explored and got to the point where I thought, I can't get through a day without either masturbating or going and fucking somebody. Like, there's something wrong.
Wow, okay.
So then the relationship was doomed. Like, there was no pulling it back.
Yeah.
And I thought, I need to just escape. My job wasn't filling.
Were you doing this then, or were you doing the makeup then, or were you doing something different?
No, so I was still in the cosmetic industry.
Right.
And then I just thought, I'm sacking it all off and I'm off to Bali to try and fix my vagina.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So then moved to Bali, went to work with a load of different healers. And
what's a healer?
A healer is basically a therapist.
Okay.
That's a little bit more Google Gaga.
Right, okay.
So it's very much your feelings, and it's not so factual.
Right. That makes sense.
So it's very much about working on your body from the inside out. And I went to some serious like sex healers in Bali, which I now know were probably really fucked up.
Really?
Yeah.
How does a sex healer work then? What kind of stuff would a sex healer say?
I mean, I got fisted with a crystal.
You got fisted with a crystal. How big are we talking? How big was the crystal?
Quite large.
What, a crystal?
Not like this one on the table, but like
oh, well, yeah.
like it was in the shape of...
Yeah, I was going to say, was it for purpose? Because I have seen that you can get crystal dildos and stuff that
and
are actually
not that
made.
Great.
I can imagine them being quite cold.
Which
oh my god,
nice.
this is gonna come out after Christmas, right? So I can tell so I got someone a pestle and mortar for Christmas. I know this person's gonna kill me. Like they're opening the gift.
Who?
Just someone that I know. But I'm got a pestle and mortar for Christmas.
Why?
They wanted a pestle and mortar, but anyway, now I'm thinking like maybe the handle of that would be like a crystal. Even though it's not crystal, but it'd be like the same kind of I couldn't imagine. This is what I'm thinking. It'd be like the same texture. It reminds me of the handle of a pestle and mortar is what I can imagine a crystal dildo to be like. I don't know why I overcomplicated that so much.
Very much so. It's the shape of a dick, but it has a very bulbous end on it. No, it's just straight up.
Okay,
and it has its head.
So you got fisted with the fist as well, or just that?
I don't know.
Okay.
She put me into a daze where
Well, they do that there at the sex healing.
Yeah.
Oh my
so
God,
you're
that's
in
crazy.
and you're having like a spiritual awakening and they're like, all these demons need to come out of you because you have to go in and be really vulnerable and be like, right, I've got this problem or I want to investigate this. And they say, well, how many people have you been with? I'd been with a lot.
Yeah.
So they were like, all that energy is trapped inside you. This is why you're depressed. This is why you're down. This is why you don't enjoy life anymore. And I was like, okay, I believed anything they said.
Oh my God.
So then I laid on that bed and was willing to do whatever to get back to being a normal human again.
Oh, it's like, because I feel like a lot of people don't take it seriously either because they think like, oh,
There's
it's
such a dark
especially
side to
guys would be like, oh, I'd love to have sex addiction. Like, it's like, well, no, you wouldn't because you don't. It's like any kind of addiction is not nice. Like, literally, like, it's so.
It's debilitating. Like, you can't, even just getting in and out of the car, like, I'd feel my clit go and I'd be like, well, now that's all I can focus on.
Yeah.
And
I wish I could relate. I'm like the opposite. I'm like, don't listen. OnlyFans subscribers, close your ears. But like, no, I'm joking. I feel like I don't know. I don't know if it because right. This is a question I'm going to ask you. See, this is a myth. So, well, I don't know if it's. I feel like it's a part myth, part not. So I seen someone asking this on the internet the other day. So I actually looked into it because I was thinking I'm actually curious about this. Yeah. So I never used a vibrator for years because I didn't know what it was until I started doing OnlyFans. I didn't know anything about any kind of dildos. I'd never used any dildos. I've never really been like.
Interesting.
But yeah, when I was younger, I'd never used any dildos, no vibrators. I was very like, unless it's like a human physical touch, I'm not interested. And then, but I'd always like been in long-term relationships. I'd never like wanted to.
And you never used sex toys?
No, not for years and years and years. And then when I started getting into this industry, I think I had like a guy and he was like, oh, I'll buy you something off your wish list. What do you want? And one of my friends was like, oh, mine's just bought me like a £200 vibrator. And I was like, ooh, go on then. So I put it on it and he bought me the vibrator.
What was it? Jessica Rabbit?
No, it was from, it was like a Love Honeys one, but I think it was like a Doxy or something. But it's like, it was years ago. But I don't think it was a Doxy to be fair. But do you know what? They like have like high end on Love Honey. By the way, short interruption. If anyone is shopping at Love Honey, use code Gia Clarke 20 for 20% off. Anyway, so it was like they got the vibrator and it came and I didn't know what it was like that shape. I didn't know what to do with it. I thought the vibrator
shape?
It was like that, but
a dick shape.
Yeah, but like it was kind of like curved. I've still got it at home. I should have brought it in for like show and tell. But it vibrated. The whole like thing vibrated. So it was like a vibrator, but it was a dildo as well. Like, but so it was made to obviously go inside you, but obviously as it vibrated, you meant to use it for clitoral stimulation, but I didn't know anything about any of this, so I'm just like,
so you're just shoving it in.
Oh, babe. And then I was like, oh, I wonder why everyone like thinks vibrators are so good. And then somebody else said to me like, oh yeah, you meant to do this, and that's when I started like researching. I was like, oh, okay, like
so
this
you
is
didn't know clitoral stimulation?
No, not for you. And I feel a lot of girls don't. Like girls who will even like strippers. Like I was once talking, I was having a similar conversation to this, like in a strip club changing room, and the amount of girls that was like, I've never used a vibrator. Like they've used dildos. I never used vibrators because a lot of women think unless you're in this industry or because it's not taught in schools.
Exactly.
It's not like self pleasure. Like we learn about contraception and stuff, but that's like only one if anything, you should learn about masturbation first because that's what you do first. Like
Exactly. This is
And
why
if there was more masturbation, there'd be less pregnancy. So it's like
exactly unwanted pregnancies because you've not even fucking orgasm.
That's what I mean. So yeah, it's just one of them. But honestly, the amount of women that don't know is crazy.
This is the thing, and I think because the education was so minimal at school,
Yeah, really.
I fucked up the whole way through my young teens because I was just like, well, this must be what's meant to happen, and it's all trial and error. So I thought, once I'd obviously gone through my whole phase of sex healing, realised that it was actually a control thing that I was obsessed with. As I was obsessed with being in control, and that came from the previous relationships that I had that were like, you're gonna go do this tonight with this person, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm going then.
Yeah.
And it carried on because you're like a sponge when you're younger. You absorb everything, and it literally must have subconsciously just been like, oh, well, it's sex that I'm addicted to, not actually the fact that I want to be in control.
Yeah.
So then one thing led to another, and then one of my healers actually said, you'd be so good doing this as a job because you've experienced it. So like the
First-hand knowledge.
people have experienced it all.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, I'm not quite sure I can speak out about it. And during COVID, I actually started the dreaded C. I started selling sex toys on Amazon.
Did you?
Just for a quick quid. Like, the margins are mad. And I thought, well, if
I remember you were
sex-
saying you were doing sex toys.
yeah,
actually.
if I can make money doing sex toys, then obviously I can do other things. And I actually ventured into camming at one point.
Did you? What
Yeah.
site were you on camming?
Paddlework.
Well, yeah, I love a bit of
Big up
AW. Yeah.
Just, and even that, I wasn't, it was about being in control of the other person on the other side of the screen. And that's kind of what took it from sex to just pleasuring myself and then thinking, fuck me, well, I don't even have to sleep with people to get off.
Yeah.
Like, it's all in my control. So then, yeah, one thing led to another, and I was like, I'm going to investigate this, and then became a pleasure educator.
Well, it seems like it's turned out
Big
all for
story.
the best. So, do you
know.
do OnlyFans then? No, I read.
So I downloaded OnlyFans only a year ago, just
Yeah.
because I was like, well, if everyone else is making
You
money
might
on
as
this,
well, if you
why
want-
the hell not?
It hand in hand, it ties in, doesn't it? So it's like-
Exactly.
that's
And
what I thought. I was a
everyone-
stripper. I was like, same
yeah,
thing. Like,
everyone's always asking you for it online. That's the generation that we're in right now.
yeah.
So I thought I could use it to my advantage and actually just use it as education. So, I mean, we all get a bit carried away with the messages. You think, well, yeah, I can do that one for you. But it is more an education base. So, like, guys will ask me how they make people come, and I'm like, right, okay, let's get to town.
Do you know, I've got a friend who does something similar to this. She's called Alice Lovegood, and I only discovered her not long ago through one of my other friends, Georgie. She's got quite a similar like page. She's like absolutely boomed from doing like reels like with education. Her page, she's like doing really, really well on her OnlyFans, and that's like what she's doing, like educating people, like videos, like
I think that's it,
stuff,
though.
because people want that education. It's like,
Yeah.
because they've not, where else are they going to get it from if they don't
Exactly, and they know that it's a safe space to do it on OnlyFans because
Yeah.
no one's going to judge you.
and they can hide as well. They don't have to tell
whoever
their,
you want to be.
That's it. Like, yes, use a 5645. It doesn't make you gay to like a finger up your ass.
And it's okay to ask for it.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of the time they like the fact that like well, not even just OnlyFans, just the internet in general. And it's easier for people to like get like ask like if they've got anything like embarrassing that might want to ask. Say if someone's into like shit fetish, like, but like someone is going to be more likely to ask you for that when they can hide behind
a screen and do it.
Yeah, then nobody's gonna come to the street and be like, all right, love, like
You
that's
liked
just shitting on my chest. Like, well, I don't hope not anyway. Imagine walk out of here and it's like,
But this is it, because we've not got that education. There's that constant barriers of that's not normal, that's weird, you're strange. You don't have that online.
and I think because a lot of like people's opinions from on this kind of stuff is all like very dated stuff, but in the era that like our parents and grandparents were brought up in, this kind of stuff was not a normal thing to like. We'd be we're gonna get called slags anyway for this podcast, but we'd be getting a lot more than being called slags. We'd be like getting burned at a stake. Well, maybe not that far, but you know what I mean. They take it a lot more like.
I think now though,
I think now it's not as bad, but there is still 100% massive stigma. I went on that podcast that I will not name because I'm not giving her any clout, but the female Andrew Tate, and she literally was just going in, like being like,
on you.
not on me, but like she goes in on anyone basically who's in this kind of. Her opinions are just so dated, and I'm just like, you just like she was obviously brought up in America where it's kind of like the families and everything stuff are kind of a bit more like religious and stuff. Anyway, it's a bit more shameful. I feel like in England it's kind of like
no one cares.
We're all trash. But yeah, I think I don't know. It was just.
Degrading.
Yeah, so...
See, this is my point. I don't ever want other people to feel shame or feel like they can't ask openly about it or talk about it to people like me and you having a conversation now.
Yeah.
It's so normal. There's no animosity. There's no like, you're a bit fucking weird for liking that, because we're all... we lay as cards on the table, and that's what I like about it. We're all shamed from being such a young age. Don't talk about your private parts. We call it something else to what it actually is. Like, it comes from generational...
Tuppence, I used to have to call him when I was a kid.
I asked my mum, right, what the fucking tuppence meant, and we were like, what does it mean?
Tuppence.
It comes from a 2p.
I thought that because, right,
you paid 2p to piss.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I thought that. So do you know? Have you seen Mary Poppins?
Yeah.
So you know when they like the woman's there and she's going, feed the birds, tuppence the bag.
Yes.
And then it goes tuppence. And when I was a kid, I used to be like,
Mum,
why is that saying like tuppence? And she'd be like, it means money. I'm like, yeah, but I've got tuppence. And she's like, it's a different tuppence.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, clearly not.
Evidently.
Oh,
exactly. So I only asked that, like a few weeks ago, because I was like, why the hell did we cover up with other words that
tuppence
meant fucking paying for it, and then now everyone's paying for it anyway?
I know. I feel like I obviously agree. Like there is like in terms of education, there is a certain age where because I think what this woman's argument was why that she was against the argument to have more sex education and stuff in school. She's saying it's like pressuring, it's putting it on to kids, because we were like the opposing argument. She was basically like, why I don't want a stranger in a school. That should be a conversation that I could have with my child. I don't know, her points were just weird, but yeah, I was like, well, I'd rather a stranger tell me about
because you're more
putting a condom
on.
Well, yeah,
but that's the sad fact of it though, G, because your parents don't want to talk to you about it because they've not been spoke to about it, so it literally carries on until someone breaks that generation. And
they never had the internet or anything like that. Like we've got, if we want to know like answer to a question about sex, we can just Google it. Oh my god!
Okay.
Well, I dare you to read out your last. Well, something from your history. Go on, go on the list now and find some. What is the funniest thing?
Where do you even
I'll
find
get one from mine,
history?
and you get one from yours. I don't know. You just go on
settings.
I think you just go on Safari and then search. Don't you? I don't actually know how you find what you've been searching. Ooh, okay. Let's see if I've got any. Oh, mine are all really boring. Post office next day delivery cut-off time.
How do you find it though? What's my
how to check points on your driving license?
Yours is shite. Mine's going to be all what clients ask me. How do I find it? On my tabs?
I just type in google.com, and then when you go to search something, it'll bring up like your last 10 searched things.
Good lord.
Mine is all like, I'm going to a festival and it's like Abode on the Rock tickets. Which airport is Abode on the Rock? Villas near Abode on the Rock. Like,
mine's not searching.
Oh well, you got out of that one, didn't you?
Actually
Sly dog.
But they are horrific. I mean, mine are normally STIs because a lot of people come to me about what's going on down there, and I'm like, it's an STI. Like that's the signs that you're showing, and they think they can't get pleasure because actually they're riddled.
And it's bad if you leave an STI as well, innit? Because then it gets worse.
Well, fertility, it affects everything.
Yeah, I literally had chlamydia twice when I was younger, literally off the same guy. So I shagged this guy, and it was so bad. And, oh my god, I think he was from Barnsley as well. Probably. I was like 17, and I shagged this guy, and then I think he like pied me off, so I shagged his mate, and then he was like, come back, and then I shagged him again, and then they both messaged me like, yeah, we both got chlamydia.
No.
And I was like, yeah, I had a test of that. But the thing is, right, this is another sex tip, STI tip. So I actually did the piss sample test, and it said negative. So I was like, well, I've not got it because I've done a test.
Yeah.
But then I did another test that was like the full test, and they rang me like, you need to come in and discuss your results. So I'm shitting myself thinking, well, it's not chlamydia. Like, what is it? Like, this is me coming in, I've got AIDS. Like, I'm really convinced myself it was something like uncurable.
I'm gonna die.
I know when I got in and they were like, so yeah, it's chlamydia. I was like, but I just did a test. And they said, yeah, if it was a urine, no, they said if it's a urine test, they're like 60% accurate.
Really?
Yeah. So to get, if the urine tests are only like 60% accurate, they say to always do a swab because the swab is like 99% and the urine's only 60%. So they said that'll be why it came back negative. And he was like, yeah, you've actually got it. So I was like,
how many people did you give it to?
Just the guy and his mate. That was it. Promise.
Honestly. But even that, so now I've actually launched a subscription platform.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah, called Say It Baby. And it's all about educating people around sex, around kinks, around relationships, like your own body, everything.
Yeah.
And we had a sexual health nurse on last week.
Oh, really?
And honestly, so, do you know Henry VIII died of syphilis?
Did it? I know, I think someone told me something like that. And they were a massive slag, apparently.
And I'm like, well, no wonder we're 6 wives.
When 8 wives, divorced beheaded died, but survived.
Oh,
no, yeah, divorced beheaded died, divorced beheaded survived. Yeah,
6.
Oh no, I'm thinking Henry the 8th.
Yeah, 8 wives. No, he was
6
just the 8th man.
The 8th man, the 8th Henry.
Yeah, and syphilis apparently came over from immigrants.
Oh my God, did you
It
know?
didn't exist here.
Do you know koala bears?
I've clapped.
Yeah, that's what, when I was in Australia, someone was like, I had a picture of a koala bear and someone like chlamydia, and I was like, what a weird thing to say on a picture of me and a koala bear. And then I was like,
I'm sure the only way to get it is by penetrating the mouth.
I think that's how it started in humans. That must have been how it started, because it came from koala bears. So obviously someone's like shagged a koala bear. And
No,
because the people do fucked up shit like that.
They
Like, we're not endorsing that, by the way. Please don't fuck a koala bear.
That is fucking mad.
Oh my God, fire it out.
So my auntie is an A&E nurse. Someone came into A&E with 2 stab wounds underneath the ribs. And they were like, what have you done? Like, we need to understand to help you what has happened.
Yeah.
Wouldn't tell them for ages and ages and ages. Anyway, they ended up doing swabs and things, and they were like, there's an animal involved here. Turns out he was shagging one of those big bull pigs, you know, with the tusks that go up.
What, like a warthog?
Yeah, and it's gone up and stabbed him in the chest.
What was he shagging its mouth then?
No, he was shagging it from behind.
I
And then
thought
it's
he meant he
lifted
was,
up
like,
its head, and he's over it, and it's penetrated his lungs.
That's so mad.
Yeah.
Oh, what is wrong with people? Someone was telling me the other day in one of my groups that I was in, someone's, because obviously, you know, on OF they have all the like rules about like you can't, obviously, like anyway, you can't like have sex with animals on there, but I actually got a thing deleted because it was just like a picture of me and my dog was in the background. Obviously I weren't shagging my dog, but I was like, I'm like this in the mirror and the dog's like there on the floor, and they deleted it for bestiality on OnlyFans. So I was like,
oh my God.
So, but, and then someone put in there that saying in the groups, you know, the tentacles, apparently they're not allowed, but I was like, surely not, because
What tentacles?
the like sex tentacles,
Oh.
they're like dildos to
yeah,
do.
the anal stuff.
Yeah.
Why?
And then someone said you're
Because
not
it
allowed to do that because it represents an octopus and it's like bestiality. And then someone asked in this group, can you have a horse cock dildo? And then I was like, why would you want that? And then I suppose because guys have like big cock fetish and horse is like the biggest dick animal in it.
I mean,
Don't ask me why I know that.
I went to this sex club in Berlin.
I love Berlin. I bet that was
Kitty Cat Club.
Yes, oh my God, I went there. That is the place. That is an experience.
I was petrified. I walked out and thought, I've got a problem.
It's scary. I'm like, so much
Honest to
sex.
God, the things that were happening to those women in there, I was like, this is not okay. And the queue that went from one end of the street to the other end of the street, and they all had horse masks on.
Really?
I went on a really fucked up night, clearly. And they had like big gimp masks on and like butt plugs with the horsetail coming out of their ass. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Just on the street in Berlin, just out in public.
But they're like crawling about.
Yeah.
It's mad, isn't it?
I know so many guys that like that though.
When I go to Gran Canaria sometimes when it's gay pride, there's so many there, like in like
They love
dog
it.
masks and stuff, and they're all like
Walking round on a lead. Absolutely
it's not
gag
like
for it.
yeah. I'm never a kink shamer, but it's I personally it's not for me. That's fine. Like each to their own. But
Do you know where bondage actually comes from?
Where?
So bondage is something that comes from a woman and her pleasure.
Is it?
So because it takes so long to build up to bondage, like you're teasing, you're like roping them in, you're tying them up, you're actually taking time to get to the actual end goal.
Yeah.
It's all around women bondage.
Is it?
And that's why so many women are like into it and wanting to explore it, because it takes the guy way longer to actually warm them up.
I don't actually know, like, I'm not very big on like fetishes. I don't really do a lot of fetishes.
Oh yeah.
Not really. I do. I've started doing more now, but I was pretty like before. I was kind of like, oh, just like the normal stuff. I think because I was doing a lot of like porny graphic stuff, I was like, oh, compensating that way. But the money now is not in like no one really. My sex tapes are so cheap now. Shameless plug, super cheap. So, but my fetish stuff I will sell for a lot more, because that's where the money is in the sex industry, fetish world. Because I think people, if they know that like they're into something a bit different, like it's like,
and you're gonna do it.
Yeah, they're gonna have to pay more.
See, I don't think girls that are in the adult industry get enough credit.
I think a lot of people think it's
easy.
It's just filming videos and stuff, when there's actually like a way bigger list than just filming.
It's
videos.
mad.
Like I underestimated it myself. If I'd have known it was like this, I would have quit. I would have been still experimenting right now. Like,
I was like, Jesus Christ, my phone's non-stop all the time. Like, they're wanting your attention all the time. You know, this girl, I'll give you girlfriend treatment. I will not be replying to you for at least 5 working days.
Well, I think that is the point. Why OnlyFans is so popular, because obviously, like, if they want to see stuff, they can just find it on the internet. But if they want that one-to-one interaction, like, that's where they know that they can do that. So I think, but it is very demanding, and like, I just think, because of like how popular it is now as well, like everyone's just like,
yeah, I know.
but it's like, it's not physically draining. Like, I always think like, I feel like I work a lot. But then, like, some people who have, like, genuinely hard, like, labouring jobs.
Don't dumb yourself down.
It is a hard job. But, like, this is the thing. Like, a lot, if this particular snippet gets turned into a reel, any money, all the comments, it's not a hard job. You just,
because they've not done it.
Yeah, and because they think they don't know what it is. And they're like, in the comments, they'll say, well, I do this. I'm carrying barrels and stuff all day. I'm like, well done to you. That is a physically demanding job. I'm never saying that I don't, but I suppose it is still physically demanding. Like, when you've got to, like, take so many dicks, like, on a daily basis. It's like, give me a break. Like,
but there's so much to it. Like, some days we wake up and we don't want to put a nice underwear set on to take pictures for you. And
especially if you get like a spot or something like in your appearance, or like big spot on your face, or like if your tongue goes wrong, or like something like.
I know that sounds so minimal, but it's actually first world problems.
It really is, because I suppose you like, I don't know, it something like that. Like, I feel like you can't.
Well, everything's based on
you have
how
to
we
look nice and be confident, don't you? Like, if you if you feel like shit, you're not gonna want to be like, oh, I'm so sexy, look at me. Like,
well, this is it as well. That was kind of my ex wanted me to get a BBL so bad.
Did he? You've got amazing,
so
buddy. You don't need a BBL.
Thanks, baby. And got into my head like on another level, and I thought, I'm not sexy, but everyone that's got a BBL is sexy. I mean, I know you've got one that is fucking fit. But he was like, if we're still together on your 30th birthday, I'll pay for you a BBL. And I thought, okay, then he'll love me, then he'll love me, then he'll love me.
Sad.
But
it's horrible, isn't it?
And every other person that came into the relationship had a BBL. So I was like, that's the one thing that he wishes that he had in me. But he got into my head so badly, because that's all that we see online now.
It really, like, and everyone's had a BBL now. Yeah, of course. Like, and it's like you said as well, like, people, everyone who's had it, like, has to get it redone as well. It is, it's because they said when I got it done, I only really got a BBL. I always wanted one, but I really wanted one in the end, because when I had an accident in a strip club, and I've got a dint in my arse cheek, like, it's left a permanent dint that's been there for like.
What did you do?
I just fell off like a pole, like onto a step, but because I fell on it, I was in like 9-inch boots, and it like landed on a corner like that, so it left a dint. And when I'm dancing, I'm walking around the club in my knickers, so people ask me like, what happened, like, what is it? All the girls that I work with think I've had like a dodgy BBL, but I'm like, no, if you saw it before the BBL, it was even worse. Before the BBL, because I had like a really small ass anyway, like I never had like the shape to my body that I've got now, but like, you could see it indented even more. So like guys in work, oh my God, what's that? Have you been bit by a shark? It was so bad. Like I couldn't believe, if you saw it, you would not believe that was from
shark. We need to pull up a picture of it before and after.
I'll try and find. I don't think I got any. I was that self-conscious of it. But even now you can see it like the tiniest. It is still there.
Are you still self-conscious of it?
No, because I went for 2 BBLs, and on the second BBL he's like, I don't think that's ever gonna go away. I think you're just gonna have to deal with it. And then I even went back for a third lot of like filler, like fake fat filler, putting it, and it didn't make any difference at all. Overall I've spent like 20 odd grand trying to get rid of this dint that I can't even see and that no one even notices anyway. No one's ever said to me like, oh, you're not sexy because you've got that dint on your ass. So I'm like, well, why? Like, no, it's not stopping me. I'm clearly doing fine without it. So I'm like, I'm not gonna put myself through any more shit just to try and change something in my body. I'm getting more self-accepting in my older years, so I think that's better.
Good, I'm glad.
Oh,
that's what we want everyone to be like.
We do, and like the thing is though, like people like, oh, but like saying surgery and stuff like, oh, you shouldn't get surgery to make you happy and blah blah blah. But I think if you've looked into the risks and you understand the risks of getting surgery and you go to a reputable surgeon and you can afford it and like and it's gonna make you more confident and happier, then
I had a boob and didn't have a boob.
Did you have your boobs done?
Yeah, I've had them done twice.
Really? Yeah.
So I had an A cup and a C cup. Like it was a drastic difference.
What was that, natural, or was that what they
natural
after the surgery?
What they grew.
Oh really?
One grew and one didn't. And then when I was 18, and I'm sorry, Dad, I am gonna actually get you on this one. I bent down in front of my dad to pick the remote up, and I always used to wear one chicken fillet in one side, and he went, "What's wrong with your tits?" Coming from your own dad, I was like, I've got one boob bigger than the other. My mum says it's normal. Oh, and then he was like, nah, we're going to get that sorted. So then literally 2 months later, I was in having my boobs done.
Oh, really? What did you get for your first one? How many cc's did you get?
Well, I had to have 2 completely different ones. So I had one that was 320 and then one that was like 175.
Yeah.
Oh, but then my boobs naturally grew again.
Oh, did they?
So this was when I was 18 and then I got to 21. And obviously when every other man is saying, there's something wrong with your boobs, there's something wrong with your boobs, there's something wrong with your boobs. And then my own dad said it. I was like, I can't love my own body right now. And then 21, they naturally grew, and then I ended up with the same problem again because the small one grew.
Oh, really? What? So was the small one like growing out to be the same size?
Yeah.
Do you think?
So then they were obviously completely different again, and then I was having bedroom time with my partner at the time.
Yeah. And
it unlodged itself and went under my armpit.
What, the implant?
The small implant, because it had so much room to fucking move around.
Oh my God, I didn't even
And then the first surgeons were like, nah, it's not, you're not under insurance anymore. It's been 3 years, so you're going to have to go somewhere else. So then I had to go for a whole reconstructive surgery. And if I'd have just waited, they'd have been fine.
I think when you're that age though, like I was exactly the same. Like if I could have had a boob job at 18, I would have done. The only thing that stopped me was money. Like, and then it's like literally as soon as I could have, because I got them done for free of free implants. So, but that's what I mean. If I'd have had that at 18, I would have got a boob job as soon as I turned 18. Because when you're that age, you think that the only things that guys care about is appearance. When really it's like, yeah, it helps to have tits and ass, but it's not the be all and end all of anything at all. Like,
you can't, what's the saying? You can't fuck a personality.
Yeah, and it's like, so Joe, stripping, before I started dancing, I waited so long to start stripping. As soon as I turned 18, I was like, I seen strippers in strip clubs, I was like, oh my God, like, look at these sexy, confident women, like, they're so powerful, like, I want this, like, I used to look at them in awe.
Yeah.
And then I was like, right, I want to do it, but I thought I'm going to have to wait until I get my boobs done. I waited and waited and waited, then I got my boobs done. Then I started and noticed that all the girls in the club who were making all the money, just normal girls, like no boobs. There was a girl there from Newcastle. She was like a small girl, very flat chested, flat ass, had nothing. She was just like a very slim girl. She used to clean up. She used to make grands every single night, and it's like
natural.
It's like everyone. You cannot please everyone. That you cannot be everyone's cup of tea. Like some people like literally like what is important for some people like don't care about others, and like people need to realize that like Instagram and the beauty standards and stuff is just like, it's all a con basically to try and get you to like, it really is. It's just to get you to buy into like the beauty industry and stuff, and like no one actually cares.
I honestly think though, from us going back to being at makeup school, we have always wanted to, one, make other people feel good, and two, make ourselves feel confident. So
and that's what we're doing now.
And literally, it's done a full 360, and now we're technically still doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, that's a really good way to look at it, to be honest. That's really cute.
We're not hoes.
Right, I've got a few more questions and then we'll go on to some dilemmas. What is the wildest or most unusual thing that you've came across while you've been in the adult industry, in the sex industry? Is there anything that you've like, anyone said to you, thought, wow, that's a bit like wild? It's a bit outside the box.
Someone's wanted me to shit in a container.
Okay.
Yeah, and post it.
Okay.
Never did it. Because I was like, that's my DNA.
Yeah,
and
what if
that
they try and
could
clone
come back to me? But then,
would you get arrested for that?
Sending shit in a post box.
Yeah, it can't be hygienic, surely.
Probably, but surely people do that. People send drugs in post.
Yeah,
that's illegal. Still do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, the same guy then was taught me a whole world of iceberging. Have you heard of iceberging?
No. What is iceberging?
Where you shit in a container, you freeze it, and then you put a condom on it and you fuck somebody
up
with the shit. I swear to God.
Iceberging. Wow.
I can't believe you've never come across that.
Never.
Well, to be fair, I'd never
honestly,
come across it until this fetish guy came in.
I do not doubt that I am forever going to be continuously learning new fetishes every single day in this industry. Yeah. So that honestly does not even surprise me one bit that is a fetish. Yeah, do you know, oh my God, so what did someone tell me about the other day? Roman shower, or Roman baths or something. Where you like,
the guys used to
they spew on you like a shower in there sick, or some Roman shower. Romanian shower, maybe.
No.
Oh, there's some things. A certain EastEnders cast member who I will not name, but I'm pretty sure we all know who it is into that fetish.
I know who that is.
Like,
yeah, you to name him.
Anyway, moving on. Do you know what? I'm actually friends with him, but I blocked him off Instagram, so he probably won't see this. I'm a friend from a distance, but not in this side of things. Not that kind of way. I'd like to keep it that way. So, moving on. So yeah. Iceberging. Is that the wildest thing?
That was the wildest thing whilst I was camming. The iceberging thing. And then I don't even know.
Oh my God, when I was camming, I had a guy that paid me for like a private. And he was like, can we go into like the thingy room? Because I just used to do it in free chat, and then it'd like come in private, but can you wait for me for 10 minutes? And I was like, well, you'll have to do it now. And so he put me in the room, and then he was like, can you just wait while I get changed? And I was like, yeah, okay, because he was paying for the time anyway. So I was like, so I'm sat there, and he came out in this like full scuba diving outfit, and I was like, okay. And he's like, can you just watch me? And I was like, okay.
Watching what, masturbate?
It's just like this. Doing like a dance, and I was like, yeah, okay, like,
this is fun.
Yeah. But then you start to feel like on edge, because like, what do I do like while I'm watching
one thing that shocked me when I went on to Adult Works was how many young guys were on there.
Honestly, people think
good looking guys.
I think the adult industry in general, people think, oh, it's all old, dirty, fat men, and it's really not.
It's really not.
Like, I've got some fit fans. When people's like, would you ever fuck a fan? I'm like, yeah, I've got some well fit fans. Like, I already have, like, a lot.
But that's the thing. The stigma is that they're not normal people, and they are.
Yeah, of course, like, everybody wanks. Everybody pleasures themselves sexually. Like, if someone thinks that everybody has needs.
When they were like C2C, cam to cam. And I was like, oh, okay. And then you'd accept them. And then they come on and they were fit. I was like, whoa, okay then.
They come on like, ooh,
yeah. That shocked me. But again, it was all a control thing.
Say a bit, do you know in the strip club, like, this is going to make me sound like a proper slag, like no strip club's ever going to let me work there again. But like years ago, like, I worked in this, I'm actually never going to go back to this club, so I don't care, but I worked in this strip club in Glasgow, and there was a really fit customer, and he was in there all night. He spent so much money on me all night, And then he's like, can I pay you £1,000 to shag me? I was like, yeah. Where we going? Your hotel or mine? And then, so yeah, I shagged him for £1,000. But I wasn't even going to take the grand. And I was like, I might as well have the money and But the thing is, like, I would have shagged that guy anyway. So it's like, why not
make money out of it?
Yeah, but people think like, oh, guys who go into there, they must be like, they can't pull. And sometimes it's just easier to go like someone who's like a sex worker or in the adult industry and just pay for their time. My friend, she's on adult work, she escorts. She said she got an escorting client, a guy, and she said he was really, really fit. And she said to him, like, why are you paying for escorts? And he's like, oh, I've got a really busy job. I haven't got time for like dating. I'm traveling around. It's like, I like to just know that I'm going to be with an attractive, tested girl who I know is going to be like, it's not going to get the job done. It's not going to be a nightmare date or anything, because it's like I'm paying, and he's got the money, why not? And she was like, fair fucking enough. And I think that a lot of people do it, that it's not always people, or they can't get anyone else. It's just a lot of other factors as well.
Exactly. My ex, God, every night that he went out, I knew he was going to end up in the strip club.
Which like, strip Wildcats?
More Sheffield based.
Oh, really?
But I was like, where are you? I'm in the strip club. And I was like, okay. Like, for me though, it didn't, because I was out doing it, it didn't make a difference to me whether he was there, and go fucking spend your money on it then. Like, honestly, I'd rather that than you pick up a girl from the bar and buy her drinks. Yeah. Go do it in the strip club where you know that you are going to go pay someone.
Yeah, and it's that a dance is like harmless. Like, so many guys are like, oh my God. Yeah. And I do get it. I do get why women are insecure about it, because someone, like, while I was thinking about this the other day, like, if someone put in this group that I'm in, are you in that girl mouth or whatever it's called on?
No.
Is it called that? I don't know. This like group, it's like girls ask questions, and a girl put in a screenshot and she's like, oh my God, this has just came up on my partner's phone and I feel physically sick. And it, we're like, you spent this at OnlyFans, you spent that at OnlyFans. And I get it. And then I'm thinking about all the like wives and stuff that have gone mad at the husband. But like, I would probably feel the same if I'm like a woman who's like, maybe I'm like in a like late 30s or something, and I know that my partner's out with like, especially if you're not in this industry, you're not in like a polyamorous relationship, or in like you're just in traditional wedlock, and you've had kids, you're not exactly feeling like your best self, and your partner's going, yeah, you're going to be upset because it's like, why is he? Yeah. But you just kind of have to suck it up, I think, because men are going to cheat, and what would you rather them do, that or dirty stuff?
You'd rather that than them go and have a full blown affair. Like, I have changed my whole outlook on how relationships should be since going into this job, because and more so just being in the adult industry anyway. Yeah, we are mammals. Like, we have sex for pleasure. Yeah, we get habituated. Like, habituated comes from habit. It's a force of habit and repeating the same thing over and over and over again. Well, no shit. Yeah. When you're in a 30-year long marriage, you've repeated the same thing over and over. You're bored. Yeah. And his brains stop releasing chemicals. So like, the excitement's not there anymore, and this is why people then go out looking for extra shit. Yeah. But as mammals, we should be going and exploring that, because it's a pleasure point. We were given those organs for a reason. The one person relationship for me, I don't think it's ever going to work out ever again.
I feel like I think, and as well, it's definitely getting like a lot more. I feel like maybe like even as short as 5 years ago, I don't think I hardly knew anyone who was in like an open relationship, and now I feel like I know loads of people, and it's like, if anything, it's getting more popular. But as it should, I don't think that people should be like have shame about only wanting to be with one person forever, because like there's so many fucking people in as well. Yeah,
and that's one thing that I find in this job. Couples cannot communicate. The only reason that there's barriers and they're not having the great sex that they want is because they're not communicating with each other about what they actually want. One of them is always hiding something. And it isn't until you get to that point where they open up and they're honest about it, and they're like, I do actually want to have a threesome. Yeah. Okay, so you want to sleep with somebody else? Let's see if your partner's comfortable with that, and then we'll explore that. Yeah. And it always comes down to communication and people not being too scared to say what they actually want.
Yeah, communication is 100% key with stuff.
In all aspects.
Yeah, definitely. Because I feel like I never used to be good at communicating at all. I feel like I'm still getting there. I still talk really fast. My communication area, I'm like an MC. But like, I used to be, because I've like got ADHD and whatever else, struggle to like understand, like good communication skills, and like I think if you are neurodivergent, like it is harder in it to like be like, I don't know, like thinking like even like thinking like my points are valid, like loads of stuff I would never like talk about because I'd be like, or like I didn't think that my feelings were valid basically. I'd feel that invalidated, and I'd be like, oh, I'm not going to bring this up because, and I'd just deal with everything that I didn't want to deal with because I'd be like, it is communication. Like now I'm a lot better at like being like, right, because I'm like, well, yeah, it's like we're not getting any younger.
Like, and we do, as women, we do that. We do suppress our own feelings to make the other person feel happy. Yeah, like that's just a natural thing because it's a mothering instinct. It's a maternal thing that you do that you naturally have within your body.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, so teaching people how to communicate, and I think because, again, going back to being in the adult industry, you're giving people what they want all the time. So it's programmed into us to be that way, even on external relationships and friendships and family. I mean, even just going through each stage and healing every little section of what I've gone through, I've had the most difficult conversations with my family being like, this has actually come from me being younger. This has got nothing to do with just a past relationship. Yeah. And I do think we are programmed a certain way from how we've been raised.
Yeah, definitely. And I think like a lot of the time, and as well, going back to like when our parents were being raised, it was obviously a lot different. Like there was no internet. People didn't know the stuff that they know now. Like it weren't as easy to just like, and I feel obviously like, I don't know, now like there's, but even when I'm scrolling down like whatever social media, it's like, oh, don't do this to your kid, don't do that to your kid. But we're being told information stuff all the time. Yeah. Whereas like back then they never did, and I feel like a lot of the stuff that they did, like our parents were like harming to us, but obviously they did not realise it's harming behaviour. Yeah. Because they've just not known any different.
There's no textbook to life. Yeah, and I think that is one thing that now we're educated so much more through TikTok.
Yeah, like I've learned more. Oh my God, in it. Than I learned at college.
I mean, I'm banned off it at the minute. I'm in TikTok prison.
Oh, no. Make a new account. I've got about 10 TikTok accounts. You need to be like, million TikToks on to go.
Guess what? Yeah, they put me in jail all the time. But it's because I'm trying to talk and educate people on stuff that people don't want to be
words. You need to just use all the code words.
I'm so sick of using the word fucking cucumber. I'm like, it's a penis. That's what the word is.
It's annoying as well that we have to like pussyfoot around it, but I suppose I do get it when they're trying to be like squeaky clean, and when people are like, it's a kid's app. It's like, if it's a kid's app, why are you on it? Like,
why are they twerking to water and they're 12 years old?
Oh God, it's
more views than I've had in a lifetime.
No, I do love TikTok. TikTok is really educational. Like I think TikTok can be such a powerful tool if you use it right, but it's so easy to get sucked in,
so easy to get banned.
And just like wasting your time. Like when I had my boobs, and obviously I had loads of time in Turkey to just chill, and once my screen time for one day of TikTok was like 13 hours. I think because I was in pain, and I'm just like scrolling through, like, and I got to a point where I like it started getting to Turkish ones because I think I'd had all the English ones. I think your phone must know when you're like in a different area, and then it started being like, algorithm. Come to Istanbul with me. I was like, I'm in Istanbul, and then oh, that's funny. Right, I've got a dilemma. This one is my personal favourite. So we'll see what you think. So these are not any actual dilemmas, but I'm starting to think that maybe I should get some real ones.
Yeah, you should ask people.
This is an appeal for dilemmas. So if you have any dilemmas that you want us to answer on the next show, please DM them to the Stripped Off Instagram. But these ones are just people from Reddit. So we'll give them our opinion, which I'm sure they desperately want. Okay, so the first dilemma. She keeps farting in my face during oral sex. Do you have any advice? She claims she doesn't mean to, but it's literally every time. She claims she enjoys my performance of oral sex and asks for it. We have talked candidly. I've asked her to go to the bathroom and work it out before sex. She doesn't go to fart. She doesn't appear to fart uncontrollably at other times. The vocal and bodily response cues, aside from the farting, seem to indicate she's really enjoying it. Mm-hmm. I don't think this is some hidden kink of hers or mine. Thinking of ending the sexual relationship, but I couldn't possibly say that this is the reason. I wouldn't want to devastate someone by saying it was because of this, but it is.
Okay, don't say that that's the reason, because her releasing that fart is her enjoying herself. That is literally, she is at the peak of pleasure, and her whole body is relaxed to the point where she's letting go of everything. And that's actually, you should take pride in that.
Yeah.
Because that not many people do that and feel comfortable enough to relax completely. So I'd take that as a fucking green flag, to be honest.
She might have a farting fetish though, because that is a thing.
Of course it is.
Do you know, oh my God, this girl that I know, so I can't remember if I've already said this on another podcast, but this girl, basically, this guy asked her to do a farting video, and she said she got to it and she's like, oh, I can't do it. And then
the
she's
pressure.
like, so she was like, got a boyfriend to do it. So she stood in front of the camera, and then the boyfriend did the fart, and she sent it to the guy, and the guy like put back being like, oh, it's my fetish and mockery to you and all this stuff. And she's like, oh, I don't know how he knew that it wasn't me. And it turns out because he didn't see like arsehole ripple, so that's how we knew that it was a fake fart.
I mean, if it's his fetish, then he's gonna know all the pointers.
Yeah, but so she could have a fart fetish.
She could, and if she has, then hopefully she feels comfortable enough
she finds
to
a different
say it.
partner who does as well, because so
And
some guy would be loving that.
Check her diet. What's she eating before you go down there?
Oh,
beans?
I wonder if she. It just said oral sex outside. I don't know if it's like in normal sex, but I feel like.
I mean, maybe check how much pressure you're doing. Like, if he's producing a lot of pressure down there, then that's going to create a lot more stimulation.
Yeah, true. And I think as well, like, it's like mainly going back to like the things, like he obviously needs to be with a partner who doesn't fart in his face. So like, hopefully,
maybe pick a new partner. Jesus, poor guy.
I know, bless him. Oh my God, one sec. Okay. Why do girls do this? I met a girl at the bar and we talked all night and she seemed really into me. We talked about some life stuff and I could tell by the way she was looking at me, she was interested. Later we danced together and we were holding on to each other all night. Oh, it's cute, isn't it? Before we left, we made out and I got her number. She told me to text her. Later on in the day, I just texted her saying my name. She responded after the first message and then I said how I enjoyed talking and we should get together sometime. I never heard back after that. I'm just confused as to why girls will act all interested at first and then go silent, or is my approach all wrong when it comes to contacting them the next day?
Aww.
I mean,
text me, I'll text you back.
I think it's the approach all wrong. Because
I'm unsure.
Maybe because I suppose sometimes like if someone asks you for your number, like, and sometimes you just give them it to shut them up.
Yeah.
Do you ever do that?
100%. I've done it millions.
Because you can just give them it like
and the wrong digit at the end, and then they ring you and you're there, and you're like,
oh, I'll just prank call you. My phone's on airplane mode. Please don't.
Like, oh, no signal. Sorry. No, I think it's either she didn't go out looking for that, she didn't want a long-term thing.
Yeah, maybe.
And she just wanted to find that confidence from other people's validation, and he gave her it, so he gave her exactly what she wanted at that time.
Yeah, true.
They clearly didn't have a deep enough discussion in the chats at the bar about what she wanted from it, or she lied.
But I suppose when
changed her mind
on the first time you meet someone, I don't think you have any obligation to tell them like anything about. Like, it's your first meet. You don't have to be like, oh, maybe I'll... Like, if you're the first time you're meeting someone...
This is my list.
You don't know if you want to see that person again.
No.
It just depends how...
She might not have been drunk anymore.
Yes, she might have sobered up the next day.
We all have regrets, like beer fear.
But I do think as well, he said he was... Like, his thing is just, like, he's just put his name. So, say if I, like, went to a bar and I, like, connected with someone in a bar, I'd want him to, like, message me there and then, like, and be like, oh, hi, babe, this is my number. I had an amazing night with you last night. I hope you... Like, if they just put, like, Chris, I'd be like...
Big up, Chris.
Fuck off, Chris. Like, yeah,
it didn't really go very deep with her.
Yeah. And to say he's had all these, like, deep chats with her in the bar.
Yeah, there's... Nah.
But by the sounds of it, he says this keeps happening. It sounds like a recurring...
Well, it's a him problem then.
That's what I mean. I feel like I thought...
Contact me at sayitbaby.com and we'll discuss it in further detail. I need a bit more scope.
Well, yeah, hopefully you can help him out and give him some sexual advice. Right, I did think I had one more, but I don't actually think I do. Wait.
Okay.
Okay, but I do have one that's not really related to anything, but it's still a fun question to ask.
Oh,
What is a life hack that is so simple and yet so effective you're shocked more people don't know it? Sorry, that's just a really off-guard question.
God. No, because TikTok teaches me this shit all the time.
I know, I feel like everyone needs to know a life hack.
So, you know the spoon that you get the pasta out with?
Yes.
And it always has a hole in the end that you hold?
Yeah.
That's one portion of pasta for one person. You put the dry pasta in the end of the hole, and that's one portion for a person.
What spaghetti?
So your spaghetti spoon, that's got like them claws on the end, and it's like a stick.
Yeah, and it's got
they
the
always
hole
have
in
a
it.
hole at the end.
Right, I was confused. I thought you meant like penny pasta. I was like, that'll fit like one piece of pasta in it.
No.
That's
The
not my portion.
the spaghetti pasta.
Right, that makes more sense.
That.
That's so interesting. I never knew that.
Fucking interesting.
Mine-
I'm always guessing.
Blown. Oh my god, do you know, speaking of life hacks, I actually bought some pans from TikTok. I've seen them on TikTok. They're the pans, right? And you get them like that, and they've got a detachable clip, and then it turns into a Tupperware. It's got like a Tupperware lid, so it's a pan, and then you leave it to cool, and then you detach the handle and put the lid on, and then obviously like when they all go in your cupboard, they just all stack up normal. There's not like pan hands sticking out everywhere because you just take one hand and like 6 pans.
That is
TikTok.
life changing.
Literally. So
yeah,
some good kitchen advice for you
all in
to-
the kitchen
to finish up on. But then before we go, if people want to get some sexual advice from you, where do they need to go? How do they find it?
We're actually launching an app
Oh, are you? That's exciting.
Yeah, in January. So keep out for that, but find us on Instagram at Say It Baby.
Say it with an E.
SAE. It baby.
Yeah, I want to fit well.
And that's how you find me.
Yeah, and your Instagram or...
My Instagram is Jordan_Say It Baby.
Okay, amazing. Well, yeah, make sure you follow Jordan, and thank you so much for coming on. It's been really fun, and yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed listening. I always fuck these endings up. I'm like, stop. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on. I hope you all enjoyed the show, and see you next time.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, thanks, guys. That was fun.